what's up? Roger here, and welcome to the Vaping. Alright, so we got a pretty good video for you this week. First thing we're going to talk about is these little fellows right here. Because we get a lot of questions every time we post one of these online. Someone is like, what is that, and what is it for? Well, this is called a fidget spinner. Sometimes they're called EDC spinners, which stands for everyday carry. So this is just something someone would carry with them every day. But more than likely, you're going to see this referred to as a fidget spinner. What it is it's a toy for someone that has issues with being still, like me. If you are a pen tapper or a leg bouncer, this is something that may be attractive to you. Gives you something tactile to play with that will keep your brain busy. If you are like a ADHD kind of person, have problems concentrating, lots of times stuff like this can give you a little bit of an advantage and help you concentrate a little bit, because keep your brain a little bit busy. So awesome little things called a spinner or a fidget spinner. So these you're seeing a lot more of. The vaping community has really kind of embraced these. I think it has a lot to do with like the hand-to-mouth thing that's related to smoking. So this is just another way to cope with the break from smoking. A lot of people use these just for fun. Awesome. So fidget spinner, we do have a few in the shop. We had some from Sick Boy. They sold out immediately. So we've got a few more from a couple different companies, and these things are pretty neat. They're pretty neat. Kind of fun to play with. But this is what they do. This is all they do. This is it. This is it. So a lot of people, some people don't understand it. They're like, well, what does it do? This is it. This is what it does. That's it. Alright, so fidget spinners. Like I said, we have a few of those. As promised, I have been using the G-Priv 220. The touchscreen, I gotta tell you, initially, call me old school, whatever, I didn't have much faith in this, right? I thought the touchscreen was going to be a little gimmicky. Thus far, I've been fairly impressed with it. I don't use it. I mean, I set the wattage. That's pretty much it, right? You can lock the touchscreen so you can't accidentally change settings, which I think is really cool. But I'm using it with the Goon, of course, and we're going to be doing a couple juice reviews. I'm going to be using it today. So I'm going to continue to use it to kind of give you my thoughts. Initially, I thought, man, this thing is kind of big. Like I didn't see maybe the ladies liking something this big. But the reality is I've probably sold more of these to ladies than I have men. So go figure, right? Pretty cool little mod otherwise, other than it's pretty stout, it's pretty big, it's pretty wide. You can see this compared to like your standard G-based box mod. I'm trying to get them side by side here. So you can see it is a good bit wider than even a G-based box mod. But as it is, we're going to use it. I'm going to kind of tell you what I think about its performance, what I think about the touchscreen. I can already tell you the touchscreen is so much more accurate than like the Sigelei 150 touch. The screen is so much clearer than a 150 touch. The accurate, like when I press somewhere, it actually hits right there. I don't have to no calibration issues, I guess I should say, thus far. So pretty happy with it thus far, but let's not make any conclusions yet. We're just going to keep using it and to see what we think about it. But thus far, I'm pretty impressed. I kind of like it. Alright, so let's look up what juices we're going to be taking a look at. These are not new. I've had these for a while. It's kind of a seasonal thing for me. One of these is a coffee. We'll go ahead and get that out. One of these is a coffee, and I don't drink coffee all year round. It seems like summertime, I'm not too much on the coffee. In the wintertime, I have a tendency to drink a little bit of coffee. So, the first one we're going to be taking a look at today is called Raw Power. This is by Off the Record E-Liquids. It is available in 0, 3, 6, and 12. Do 30 mils right now. I don't know. We might be adding 60s at some point. We do have 120s on occasion, so that's just kind of a do we have it kind of thing. Price range, 16 bucks for a 30 mil. So a very, very good price for a 30 mil for a premium e-liquid. They've recently lowered their prices, as many companies have. So let's have a go at Raw Power. This is vanilla custard, butterscotch, hazelnut, coffee, and Cuban tobacco. I'm not a tobacco fan. I'll just be completely honest about that. I've had this in the past, but it's been so long since I've had it that this is kind of like the first time, because I really don't remember it all that well. All right, Raw Power on the G-Priv 220 at one of my normal 160 watts. Yeah, I remember this now. The hazelnut is there, definitely. You get the coffee, you get a little bit of the tobacco. It's all kind of right there. It's kind of weird because this is one of those juices, like, lots of times I get like a flavor description and I'm really not able to pick out those exact elements of that juice. Like, okay, I believe you that it's in there, I just don't really detect it individually. Where here, I feel like maybe I can kind of, only thing I think I don't really pick up on that's like super apparent, maybe that butterscotch. Definitely the coffee. It kind of puts me in the mind of not quite cappuccino, definitely coffee, kind of somewhere in between. Kind of like how I like my coffee. Nice and creamy, just shy of like gritty, with the sugar. No, it's not it's not that sweet, but it's not just a black coffee, I can tell you that. If you're a coffee fan, I gotta tell you, I think you're gonna love this. Now, for me, like I said, this is gonna be a winter thing. I'm probably not gonna vape this in the summer. But I do have some customers that vape this consistently. They love this stuff. And I can see why. It's really, really good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, if you're in the mood for a coffee, you're in the mood for something a little different, definitely want to check out Off the Record Raw Power. Very, very good. Very good liquid. Now, because I don't want to take the time to re-wick, one of the other juices I got is very similar, but not a coffee at all. But we're going to take a look at, let me look it up real quick. I love to have the information right in front of me. So let's go to brands. Where are you? There we go. And okay. So the next one we're going to take a look at is called Donut Pounder. Now this one's from Epic Clouds. This has been around a while. This is probably one of the first 3 premium e-liquids I ever tried. So this has been around. This is from the Grim Green camp. 0, 3, and 6. Got 30 mils and 60 mils, 15 bucks for a 30 mil, 25 bucks for a 60 mil. The description is this is a bakery fresh sweet sugary glazed donut flavor. End of story. It's a glazed donut flavor. Let me make sure we got this burned off enough. I do really like the switch on this thing. I can't complain about that. I like the whole just kind of grab it and rip it kind of thing. I really like that. So let's get some Donut Pounder on here. Now, like I said, this is probably one of the first 3 premium e-liquids I had ever tried. It wasn't a house juice. Donut Pounder. Old Grim Green. Before I even knew Grim Green existed. All right, donut pounder. Yep. Yep. It's been a really long time since I've had this, and this stuff is just really good. Price, decent. I don't remember how abusive it is to cotton. I can't remember. It is a Max VG. It's a thicker e-liquid, so be aware of that. Yeah, like I said, it's been a very long time since I had this liquid. It is a very popular liquid. To this day, it is very popular. It used to be very, very well priced, but with a lot of the premium companies coming down, now it's kind of average priced at 15 bucks. That seems to be kind of the average, the 15 to 17 area. Seems to be the average for most premiums nowadays. Good stuff, good stuff. Kind of a little darker than a glazed donut, I think. I don't know, donuts probably very regional. If I'm thinking about my region where I live, like glazed donuts are very light. This one, it has the glazed donut to it, but I feel like there's something else in there that darkens it up a little bit. I'm not really sure what that is. I wouldn't say cinnamon, but it kind of puts me in the mind of cinnamon, but I wouldn't say it was cinnamon. Not sure what that is, but it's good. Very, very good. Very good. Budget minded, obviously. Great juice for that. Especially the 60 mils for 25 bucks. Man, that's tough to beat. That's a good price. Good stuff. Good stuff. So these are two liquids you definitely want to check out in the shop. One 15 bucks, one 16 bucks. So very affordable lines, very good e-liquids. For this time of year where it's a little cold out and maybe you're wanting something a little richer, a little thicker, a little darker kind of flavor, the raw power and the donut pounder kind of fit that perfectly. The G-Priv, we're going to continue to use it. What I can tell you is that the screen has been fairly accurate. And I'm going to press and hold, and you might be able to see that lock come off. Bink. There you go, lock comes off. Now I can get in here and change the wattage, like up, down, just by tapping. Like I said, all very accurate touch screen. I don't feel like it is... a lot of times when I use the SIG 150 touch, I felt like I had to tap above where I needed to actually tap to get it to work. This one seems to be right on the money, and obviously to me that seems very important because I keep mentioning it, but it's just a thing. Like, it drives me nuts. If I'm supposed to tap here and I have to tap slightly above to hit that area, that's going to make me nuts. This one is not making me nuts yet. Seems to be fairly accurate. Let me do this. I'm going to unlock it, even though this is a completely different juice and a completely different RDA. So this is probably not going to be in any way even remotely close to accurate. So I'm vaping my other one at 200. So this one is right around 200. It's a lipo mod. And I'm going to set this one to 200. Just kind of get a feel, seat of the pants feel for what 200 is like on the G-Priv versus a mod that I know actually does 200. So let's see. Do another one. Definitely cloudy. Alright, so let's get a feel for this one. This one's at the same wattage. That one might need a drip or so. Maybe. That one felt a little dry. Hit this one again. Okay, so the G-Priv compared to this, which this is a PWM, and it's on 3S lipo, So this is kind of best case scenario, right? This is like the best kind of power that you're going to get. Minimal electronics. It's just a PWM with a LiPo. Boom, kind of badass box, right? This, power-wise, feels very, very similar. There's a bit of a delay. Now, I haven't checked. Yes, it does have the normal, and let me go in. And from normal, I'm going to set it to hard. And then we'll see what that does. See if that, now I've set it to hard. Because I noticed the LiPo box immediately was there, where this one kind of took a minute. So let's try it at hard and see what that does. There we go. There we go. Alright, so 200 for 200. I feel like it's pretty accurate. Now this is just kind of the seat of the pants feel. Do I feel like I'm getting 200 watts from it? Seat of the pants, I feel like I actually am. I really do. Now I am using nice magnetic back, by the way. Like this thing has. You gotta be for real if you're gonna get the back off. All right, so you can see I'm running. These are Sony VTC4s, right? VTC4s, good batteries. So yeah, make sure that you lock this mod just right there. Just right there. I just took the back off and showed you the back, and that immediately changed the wattage clear down to 139. So be available. Definitely press and hold this in. That locks that. That way if you're touching the screen, it doesn't change. Absolutely, absolutely. Seat of the pants feel, definitely feels like 200 watts. Width, that's going to be your beef. That's going to be your beef with this mod. I feel like that's going to be your only beef. It's touchscreen, and if you feel that's kind of gimmicky, that's another thing for you to deal with. But overall, the width is probably the only thing I feel like people are going to have beef with. You can see there's the settings menu. It gives you your battery indicators up here at top. Everything kind of what you would expect from Smock. You know, the Alien is super popular, and this kind of feels like vapes like a lot like the Alien. I really have no beef with this. I just, for some reason, you know, touch screens, I'm just like, I feel like there should be like Space Invaders on here or something else. Like it needs something else on here. Like I have all this awesome touchscreen, and all it does is just adjust the wattage and the temperature control. You know, I just feel like there could be so much more to do. But at the same time, you know, back in the day, we get a lot of these mods that had these big screens, and you could like change the background and add photos. And then at the same time there, I kind of feel like, well, that's kind of dumb. So I don't know. Maybe we don't need it anymore. Maybe we don't need it. I feel like there should be more, but then again, if it went all with all that other junk, then I would feel that's kind of stupid. So I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, you know, square box button fire. So maybe being kind of old school. The touchscreen may be a little weird for me. But it is good. I really can't say anything bad about the touchscreen. It actually works really well. And it vapes awesome. Alright guys, well that's it for this week. If you are interested, come in and check out a spinner. Like I said, this is a thing that's going, or it's been actually a thing for a while. And these vary wildly in price. You know, you can get them as cheap as, you know, 15, 20 bucks, and I've seen some as expensive as like 400. So yeah, just depends on the kind of spinner that you get into. But definitely come check these out. Kind of cool. Obviously, I have one. Obviously, if you follow me, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you know, we went from creating our own. So we just grabbed some skateboard ball bearings and epoxied them together, kind of proof of concept before we invested in some of these things. And immediately noticed the value in these things, like the entertainment value. So definitely something to check out. There will be more on the G-Priv 220. Not done with it yet, so we'll be back with that. And again, we're going to take a look at the Smock O-Sub 40 at some point. But that's it for this week, guys. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.